YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my part 2 of my perfume haul. Yes, y'all, we're finally doing a part 2. You know, I usually say I'm going to do a part 2 to something and I never do it. So kudos to me. I'm so excited. But if you guys are interested in seeing some of the other fragrances that I've brought into my collection, then keep on watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is OshuMare. On this channel, I talk about all things smell good. So if you're into smelling good, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returning viewer, hey, it is so good to see you. All right, you guys. So if you guys are seeing this on the right day, this should be Friday. Thank goodness for Friday. Okay, it is the weekend. Are you guys planning on shopping the Bath and Body Works sale? If there's not one going on, then act like you didn't hear me just ask you that question. But if it is, drop down below and let me know. Are you guys shopping? I don't know if I'm going to shop yet, but in front of me, I have about 5 fragrances. We have full sizes, we have travel sizes, and the first one is probably the cutest bottle in front of me. This is one from Marc Jacobs, one of the newer releases, because you know, they come out with a whole bunch of fragrances in the springtime, but this one is called Daisy Wild Intense. And you guys, these just beautiful flowers on here, they get me every single time with these bottles. And this bottle pretty much looks exactly like the original Daisy Wild that came out. I think these flowers might be just a little bit different, but y'all, I loved the original Daisy Wild with that banana note in there last summer when it came out. I think I told you guys a story. I bought that fragrance. I started off with a travel size, took it with me on some trip my husband and I went on, right? Sprayed myself with it, fell in love, and then I lost the travel size, y'all. So as soon as I got home, went to Sephora, Ulta, one of them places, and bought a full-size bottle. That's how much I really enjoyed it. But with that one, you do have to spray a lot because it's a very light, airy type of fragrance. But that banana note in there, it is so good. So when I saw that they were coming out with an intense version, I had to get my nose on it. And you guys, this one is even better. To me, it smells like the original, but just intensified. Oh, and that banana is so much more pronounced, but it does have like a slight difference. You can definitely tell if you spray them side by side. This one lasts on my skin all day. I didn't have to overspray it. I was smelling this one from the morning to like almost nighttime. I stopped counting at about the 6th hour on my skin. I was still smelling it and I was just like, oh man. So in Daisy Wild Intense, it opens with banana flower, which I think banana flower is in the original as well. You have jasmine in the heart of this one, and you have amber and sandalwood in that base. So when this one opens up, you get that banana, but you're getting the whole banana, not just the inside of the banana. You're getting like a little bit of that banana peel, which kind of gives it a little bit of a greenness, but not like a grassy green or a dirty green, nothing like that. It's like a realistic whole banana. Then when that banana starts to kind of taper away, you get that jasmine that comes out, but it's not a screechy type of jasmine. It's a very smooth jasmine. And those base notes add just a little bit of warmth to the whole fragrance. And that's when you really can tell that it's an intense, well, right when you spray it, you can tell there's something different about this one versus the original. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So this one I would wear all year round, honestly. I wouldn't just pull it out in the spring and the summer like the original one. I think it's gonna be like a great transitional fragrance from, you know, the colder season to the hotter season. And if you love the original, I don't think it would be crazy to get this one in your collection too, because remember that one, so pretty, so light and airy, but it fades away super quick. This one doesn't. It's going to stay with you all day. So if you want maybe like a day version and a night version, then this would be a perfect addition in your collection. So once again, this is Marc Jacobs Daisy Wild Intense. Next, we have one from the 7 Virtues. And I was excited to get my nose on this one because I'm having a whole citrusy moment. And when I saw that they were coming out with a citrus forward fragrance, which I love all their fragrances as it already is. But when I saw a citrus one, I'm like, oh, I know they're going to put their nice little twist on it, and I'm gonna, you know, be wearing this one all spring, all summer. And this one is called Clementine Dream. And I wanted to share with you guys what the packaging actually looks like, because if you get the full size, this is the picture that's gonna come on the front of the full size fragrance. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, the opening is even better than when I first got it a couple days ago. So this is so realistic to the name, you guys. That Clementine Dream, it's almost like a creamy clementine sickle. You know how you have like a orange sickle? This one has like a zesty, very citrusy, slightly creamy opening. That opening is beautiful. Hold on, let me do that again. It's just so bright, so zesty. And that's my favorite part of this fragrance. Yeah, that opening is everything. And I was wearing this one on my skin all day for the last 2 days just to test this one out and see if I was picking up on something different. But y'all, the way this one dries down is so entirely different from the opening. And I wish that it would have stayed a little bit more so like that citrusy, creamy opening, because once it starts to kind of just settle into your skin and all of that, it gets a little bit more masculine, a little bit more unisex, and you know, sometimes citrus forward fragrances, they can kind of, you know, go either way. So I'm not surprised that this will kind of give me like a masculine feel to it. So because of that, this is like perfectly unisex leaning. Aside from that opening, I think that opening is very feminine, very sweet and fun, but it just turns a little different. And I really wasn't expecting this one to, you know, go in that type of direction. So in this one, you have top notes of clementine and black pepper. In the mid, you have magnolia, which is one of my favorite florals. And then in the base, you have vanilla. So it's not overcomplicated. It's just pretty much citruses, a little floral, and some sweetness in the dry down. And because that vanilla was in the dry down, I thought it was gonna dry down a little bit sweeter. It definitely has way more character. So if you don't want just another typical citrus forward type of fragrance for the spring and the summertime, then you might want to check into this one because it's definitely unique. And I think because it also has that extra pepper like girthiness in it in the dry down, I was getting whiffs and wafts of it for like 5 hours. I think that's really good for a clean fragrance. I also did overspray, but I don't think you need to overspray this one. All you need is a few spritzes of this, and I think it's gonna last all day. Let me just put a little bit on my skin. Gosh, it is so good. Like imagine peeling a mandarin orange, some type of clementine, like something orangey. It smells just like that. And like a bowl of vanilla ice cream when you put it on your skin. But it switches up so quickly. If you know what Tangerine Boy smells like, that one is very tangerine, zingy, zesty forward. This is zesty and very realistic to that like clementine, like Tangerine Boy. So if you have one, I think you could still have this one in your collection because that dry down is like, you know, she a boss. So once again, this is the 7 Virtues Clementine Dream. Next, we have one from Brown Girl Jane. They released another fragrance, y'all. I mean, these companies are coming out with these fragrances left and right, and they all sound so dang good. So I had to get my nose on this one too. This is called Casino, and this is just the travel size because, you know, I'm trying to have some type of restraint and not lose my mind too much more in the beginning of this year because, you guys, I have just gone crazy. I can't even tell y'all because I'm ashamed of how many fragrances I've already bought, and it's only what, the end of February. That's a hot mess. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so think Amore Cafe or Shahor Intense, but not as intense, not as much coffee. Just add like some foam and like some ice cream and maybe like a biscuit. Y'all, that is what this one is giving to me. This is probably the only gourmandness one that I have on this list today. This smells so delicious. So I remember when I first got this one, I didn't know what I had on, but I just knew that it put me in such a comforting mood. And I think I was kind of having a weird day at work, and I didn't even care after I sprayed myself with this. It just soothed my whole mind, my body, everything. Like the whole atmosphere was that much better after I smelled this. So with this one in the opening, y'all, you're getting this like foam and a little coffee, and there's this almond note in here that is so delicious. It's not a dense like Girl of Now or Oud Tonka Oud, the one from Shaggoff Oud. I can't remember what that one's called, but it's in like a turquoise bottle. It's not as dense or in your face as that, and it's because there's other like cakey notes in here. Like there's actual cake and rum. Hold on, let me see what the notes are in here so I'm not, you know, making nothing up. So in this one you have notes of espresso affogato, which affogato was like some type of dessert. You also have golden rum, cake, and almond foam. So you really are picking up on so many of those gourmand nuances all throughout this fragrance, and it is just another one that I want to have in my collection. I don't know which Brown Girl Jane full-size fragrance I want to add to my collection first, but I think this one has moved right on up to the top and knocks everything out again because I love me a good foodie yet still perfume. Surprisingly, the rum in here, it's not giving it an overly boozy sensation in here at all. It just kind of adds this smoothness to it and like an extra up in here with the cake and the almond and the foam. And I really wish they would have came out with this one a little bit closer to like the beginning of fall so that I could have just doused myself in this. It is going to get cold here again. It was really hot here today, but it's about to, cool back down, and we're going to have, I think, a whole week of rain. So I'm probably going to be wearing a lot of fragrances like this. Might even put this one on my March perfume tray so I can get to know it and then determine if I want to get a full-size bottle for the fall and the winter, next fall and winter. But yeah, I think they did it again. This is a beautiful gourmand, like foamy, almondy, cakey, slightly espresso type of fragrance. I have bought a lot of coffee fragrances this year, not even realizing it, but they all have a different take on coffee, and they all fit into different type of categories. And last I checked on Sephora, y'all, the full-size bottle was sold out. Hopefully it's back in stock. If you guys were able to get this one, I really do want to know what you guys think about it because I think it is delicious. So once again, this is Brown Girl Jane's Casino. This next one is probably my favorite purchase that I couldn't wait to get my hands on. When this was first released, you guys, it sold out immediately, and I was so bummed about it because when I saw the notes that were in here, this just had me just written all over it. This is one from room 1015, and this is called Jasmine Freak. I love this bottle. Kind of looks like, oh, I got my fingerprints on it, hold on. This bottle kind of reminds me of the Byredo fragrances, their bottles that they have that are like clear with the black top, I believe, or maybe they're white, something like that. But the design is very similar to this one. So I wasn't familiar with this house until I saw that Wave Child fragrance come out last year, which had that watermelon note in it. And I never got that one because I don't know, I think I just had some other watermelon fragrances in my collection last summer that I was satisfied with. But then when I saw this one was coming out and I saw that it had Ylang Ylang in here, it had tuberose, jasmine, I think there's like mango and other fruity notes, I knew that I had to have this one because I had a feeling this was going to be a very girly girl scent. And you guys, it is so pretty, and it is like that type of like bubblegummy type of tuberose that's in like My Way. If you've ever smelled any of the My Ways, they all kind of have this particular DNA to them because of that tuberose. This one has that. Okay, so this is a slightly fruity but mostly white floral dominant fragrance. It's a little sweet. It opens up very fruity, and you get that mango, not a heavy dose of that mango, but you definitely do get the mango, like you're cutting slices of mango. But then shortly after that, all of that jasmine, the tuberose, and the Ylang Ylang just come and take over. And this is mostly a Ylang Ylang and tuberose dominant fragrance. So you have to love both of those notes. Pretty much you just have to love white florals, which, I love a good white floral and just flower moment. Tuberose is like my kryptonite. You know how Superman had kryptonite that was like his undoing? Tuberose in a fragrance and Ylang Ylang, those are they just do it for me. So in Jasmine Freak, you have notes of mango, sweet orange, black currant, and black pepper, Egyptian jasmine, Ylang Ylang, and Indian tuberose. And in the base, you have musk and cashmere wood. This is just mesmerizing, slight fruitiness in the opening, and then this yummy bubblegumminess all throughout the entirety of the rest of the wear of the fragrance. Does make me curious to try some of the other fragrances from this house. If you've tried anything, let me know. I have a feeling if I like this, I probably should have tried Wave Child last year. If you guys have that one, let me know. What do you guys think about that? And I also just found out that one of my Middle Eastern fragrances that I got, the Anna Abayet Coral, I think that's supposed to be somewhat of a dupe for that one, which I had no idea when I got it that it was duping something. I thought it was an original, so maybe I don't need that one. But this one I'm so happy to have in my collection, you guys, because it's gonna be perfect for my day-to-day or like date nights, day dates in the springtime and going into the summer. So once again, this is Jasmine Freak for all of my floral lovers. And the last fragrance that we're gonna talk about today is, okay, so I just mentioned My Way fragrances, so there's no way that I wasn't gonna pick up the new My Way Ylang because, you know, Ylang tuberose, hand in hand again, and there's even mango in this one too. I had to get my nose on it, and I actually smelled this one before I smelled that room 1015 one. And when I tell you guys that these have such a similar vibe to them, oh man, I'm gonna just smell so pretty for the springtime. It does have that original, you know, DNA, that My Way DNA in here, but it just has some addedness to it. You also have this coconut in here, which gives it this extra creaminess, along with the mango and the ylang and the tuberose and everything else. And these notes are not super unique. They're very typical to, you know, what we see in the spring and the summertime, but I still think it doesn't take away from this fragrance. I think it is just, it's gonna be really fun to wear in the summertime. So some of the main notes in this one is mango, coconut, orange blossom, and bergamot. In the mid, you have ylang and tuberose. And in that base, you have vanilla, white musk, and cedarwood, which the musk for sure shows up in this one. If you are a My Way girl through and through, this is that, but it's like the tropical mango coconut version of the original. So once again, this is My Way Ylang. All right, you guys, and that is it. That is my haul part 2. Can you believe I actually kept my word and followed through? Because a lot of times I say I'm gonna do a part 2 and I never get to it, child. I never see it. We never see the light of day of any of them part 2s. But we finally did one. So comment down below. Let me know, have you guys gotten your nose on any of these fragrances? Are you excited about any of these? Which ones are you not really that excited about? I know most of these were heavy on the florals, but don't forget, we did have that casino that was giving us that gourmand moment. We had a citrusy note. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about these two. And don't forget to let me know if you guys are heading out to Bath & Body Works this weekend. And if you are, let me know what you're planning on getting. If you guys did like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. Share it with a friend or two. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Oh, and leave your scent of the day down below. And as usual, take care of yourself. God bless you all. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.